Hello and welcome, this is Scruffy Storms. I am here in my new David Bowie t-shirt. It's the Width of a Circle t-shirt. I got this at the pop-up shop in Hedden Street, the one for David Bowie's 75th birthday. Unfortunately, it's closing today, so don't go there, but it was a really cool little shop, which I went there yesterday. But I'm not here to talk about Bowie. I'm here to talk about albums that are coming out this year that I think are exciting. Actually, there probably will be Bowie albums coming out because the Bowie estate just likes to chuck everything out, but we're not talking about that today. 8 albums I have to mention that I think are really, really exciting. 5 of them have actual release dates and titles and artwork announced, and then there's 3 that are in various sort of stages of rumor and so on. So I'll talk first about the ones that have release dates and so on already announced. First up, possibly the most exciting of them all from me, is the second solo album from Paul Draper, Cult Leader Tactics. I've got little notes down here, just I'm looking down. Cult Leader Tactics is coming out less than a week's time as I record this. It's coming out on Friday the 28th of January. It's his second solo album, and the 3 singles he's released so far have been so brilliant. Like, his first solo album, Spooky Action, was excellent, and I think though at that time the main thrill was just having Paul Draper back after such a long period where he wasn't releasing music at all. Now he's back properly, and he just seems to have a real fire and energy and drive about him this time. He's actually appearing in the music videos and being a rock star and taking the piss out of himself and things like that. And of the 3 singles so far, there's Cult Leader Tactics, the title track, Omega Man, and You've Got No Life Skills, Baby. The second one, Omega Man, is my absolute favorite. In fact, it was my favorite single of last year, and it only came out in December, but I loved it so much when I heard it, I had to write a blog post about it, which you can read. I'll link it down below. But yeah, there's just such an energy and drive to these songs, and I really, really cannot wait. Paul Draper is going to be my first gig of the year. Fingers crossed that gigs go ahead as they should. It's going to be a Rough Trade East show in less than 2 weeks' time, so I am really excited to get back into gigging because it's been a little while. But moving on to the second album that I am excited about, and this one just sneaked in. It was only announced a few weeks ago, and it's coming out on the 11th of February, and that is the second solo album from Andy Bell from Ride, not Erasure, from Ride, and it's called Flicker, and he's released 1 song so far called Something Like Love, and that is a really gorgeous song. Loads of people have mentioned, and I agree, that it has really got the vibe of Vapor Trail about it, and I think that's deliberate. There's so much about like the way the chords are strummed, the guitar chords, there's strings in it, there's la 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 la's in the chorus, which are so evocative of Vapor Trail. And it's just a really beautiful song, and I'm really excited to hear what the whole album will be like. I did listen to his first solo album, which came out in 2020, but in 2020, obviously COVID and lockdown and all that, there were no gigs, and I do find when an album is released but you know there's not going to be any gigs, it does take some of the excitement out of it. So I didn't really listen to that album very much, but handily, Andy Bell is actually going to be my second gig this year because he's doing Rough Trade as well. My first 2 gigs of the year will be Paul Draper and then Andy Bell at Rough Trade in the first half of February. So that's a really cool way to like ease myself back into gigging this year, I think, with 2 Rough Trades. So that's really exciting. Moving on to the third album, it is Placebo with their, what is it, number 8, 8th album, and it's called Never Let Me Go. They've released 3 singles from this so far, which are called Beautiful James, Surrounded by Spies, and Try Better Next Time. I should remember this. I shouldn't have to look at all these things because I've been listening to all these songs like obsessively for the last few weeks. What I will say about these songs is that they sound like Placebo, which is not a criticism. There's nothing new or shocking or different that Placebo are doing. They're just making songs that sound like Placebo. But that's brilliant. I think I like Beautiful James the best of the three. It's got these huge anthemic chords, and I think it's going to sound fantastic live. They're not touring till November, though. What's that all about? Why do I have to wait that long? But they are playing Brixton. I've seen them at Brixton so many times, so I have to be there, don't I? I do. Fourth album that I'm excited about. We're moving away. We're moving away from the boys from the 90s with the guitars, and we're talking about some young girls of today. It is, of course, Let's Eat Grandma with their third album, which is going to be called Two Ribbons, and that is out on the 8th of April. And they have also released 3 singles from this album. The first one, Hall of Mirrors, I think is my absolute favorite. It's just got such a spooky and weird vibe to it, which they do so brilliantly. And then there's the title track, Two Ribbons, and then at the new year they released a song called Happy New Year, which was really cool as well. Their second album, which was called I'm All Ears, I listened to that so much in the summer of 2018. I've even spoke about that in a previous video because I was doing some YouTube videos in 2018. So I'll link down below the videos where I talk about, I think I listed it as one of my favorite albums of summer 2018 and also one of my favorite albums of 2018 so far. And it's probably in a CD haul as well. I was really into making videos in 2018 and then I just stopped, but I'm back now. Hi. So yeah, I'm really excited to see what they're going to do with this third album. They are playing a gig on the 27th of Jan, but it's sold out and I haven't got a ticket. And it's also a difficult week for me to go to a gig, but if I can get a ticket, I will try and go to that one. Because I haven't seen them live yet, and I think they'd be really cool live. I think they'd be so much fun. So we'll see. Hopefully I can see them live at some point this year. And moving on now to the 5th and final of the 5 albums that I have definite release dates and titles for. It is, of course, coming out on 27th of May, our cheeky little cute boy, Liam Gallagher, who I saw back in August and fell in love with at the O2. He's got his 3rd solo album and it's called Come On, You Know. And nothing's been released yet, so I would say we don't know what it's going to sound like, but I think we do know what it's going to sound like. It's going to sound like Liam Gallagher. The song, the first single, is going to be called Everything's Electric, and it's out on 4th of Feb, so less than 2 weeks to go as I record this, so that's exciting. I think it's going to be a typical Liam Gallagher banger, and I can't wait to hear it. Those are the 5 albums that I can't wait to hear, that I know the release dates and titles and all of those things, but there's 3 that are in sort of various stages of rumor, uncertainty. Actually, most of them, 2 of them are definitely happening. One of them is me speculating, but we'll get to that in a moment. The 2 that are definitely happening, first off is Little Boots with her 4th album. Now, I have seen on a forum, someone posted that this album is going to be called, Tomorrow's Yesterdays, and it's going to be out on the 18th of March. However, I haven't seen anything official confirming that, so that's why I didn't put it in my list of the ones that we are certain about their release date and so on. But if it is out on the 18th of March, that would be amazing, because that's 2 days before my birthday, and then I'm seeing Paul Draper on the 23rd, and then the Placebo album's out on the 25th. So what a birthday week that would be. Like, please, Little Boots, make it happen. But anyway, she's released 3 singles from this album anyway, regardless of when it's released or what it's called. Silver Balloons, Landline, and Crying on the Inside, which is most recently just out a few days ago. And they're all really cool. They've got this 80s electro vibe, which I'm really into. And every single one of her albums so far has sort of soundtracked a very distinct period of my life, so I'm really excited just to have another album from her. I've written about her gig that I saw in 2015, which was the Working Girl era, but I also wrote a blog post about the song Remedy, which soundtracked an era in my life which I definitely needed a remedy because I was very ill. So I'll link that one down below if you want to read it. But yeah, really excited to hear what Little Boots has on this new album. The next album I'm going to talk about, back to the 90s indie boys, it's Kula Shaker. They have confirmed on social media that they have recorded and finished their 6th album, is it? Yes, their 6th album. But there's no title, no release date, nothing's been released. They did release some Christmas songs at Christmas, just passed, but I don't think those are going to be on the album. So don't really know anything about when that's coming out, what's going to be on it, but I am dead excited because They are a fantastic live band, and obviously with the album will come a tour, and I just can't wait to see them again. They are so phenomenal live, and yeah, it's just it's gearing up to be a really exciting year. It's falling off my chair. A really exciting year for live music. So I really hope nothing gets in the way of gigs. Can we have a year where nothing gets in the way of gigs? Let's find out. Finally, this last album, which, if what I believe is true, if it does come out, it will be up there with the Paul Draper album as the most exciting one of the year for me. Now, I'm going to make a prediction here. I predict that this coming Thursday, 27th of January, Mark Owen is going to announce his 5th solo album and probably a tour and a single and things. The reason why I think that is this. It's his 50th birthday, for a start. Now, can I just show you something? Mark Owen. This is Mark Owen and he's turning 50. That's not right. It's not right, is it? How can that be true? Anyway, just put Mark over there. It's his 50th birthday, so what better day to announce a new album? But why do I think he's actually going to release a new album? 3 things. First off, in an interview in Spin magazine last year, which is online, the record producer Jennifer De Silvio, who I hadn't heard of up to then, but apparently she's produced some of the songs on Marina's latest album, which I really liked. She was talking about a project she's been involved in, and she said that she'd been producing songs for Mark Owen from Take That. She specifically said Mark Owen from Take That. It's not some other Mark Owen. So Mark Owen has been recording songs. Secondly, he's been announced as he's playing at the Isle of Wight Festival in June. Now, why would he get a whole band together to do one tiny gig at Isle of Wight if there isn't something else going on? You know, I think there's going to be something else going on. Thirdly, he started being active again on social media, posting little videos and things, which he hasn't done for a long time. So I think all the signs are pointing, the stars are aligning for Mark Owen to be releasing his 5th solo album this year. And the reason why I think he's going to announce it on Thursday is just because it's his 50th birthday. When would be a better day to announce it? So fingers crossed. We will find out very soon if my prediction comes true. Even if he doesn't release it, announce it on his birthday, I think it will be announced soon. I definitely think something's coming. And that is so exciting because I think, along with Paul Draper, Mark Owen is like my favorite living solo artist. Obviously, no one's going to beat this one. But to have Paul Draper and Mark Owen active in the same year, that'd just be a dream come true. So let's hope it happens. So that's it. Those are 8 albums that I'm really excited for in 2022. Please do comment down below. Are you excited for these as well? Are there other albums that you think are really, really exciting? Please tell me what I should be looking out for in new albums coming out this year. And yeah, let's chat about new music in 2022. And that's it for me for now. I'll talk to you again in my next video. Bye.